Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna let y'all boys know something, man. If you get a cool physique and you couple that with being a good person, dog, people will just be so enamored by you. People will be so drawn to you, bro. Because this is what people think when you get a cool physique. If somebody, looking for my water, if somebody sees you with a cold physique, bro, they probably gonna lean towards he's probably arrogant. Or he's better, or he thinks he's better than us. This is going to be the one thing or the one excuse that gives people a reason to hate you. Because they want to hate you because you got something that they don't got. You got something that they don't got. You got something that they want. You got something that they perceive as better. And when somebody has something that is perceived as better, they always have this thought that, well, since he has better, he probably thinks he's better than us. And that's the problem. It's because you don't think that you're better than them. And that's their own insecurity talking. They think because you went and got some muscles, you're a better quality person than they are. Which just shows you the lack of self-esteem that they have in themselves. So, some guys when they get in shape, I'm not going to say all because I'm going to say majority of guys that are in shape are good people. They just so happen to take themselves seriously. And because they treat themselves the way that they do and they take themselves seriously, that does not mean that they automatically think less of everybody else. The only thing that they did was just choose to think highly of them, more highly of themselves. Just because they thought more highly of themselves and they have elevated in life does not mean that they think that they have elevated past everybody. They're not competing with anybody. They're competing with themselves. They want to be better than what they were last year. That's all it is. That's all it is. They don't want to be better than anybody. They just want to be better than the person who they used to be. Which is what a lot of people probably would want to do because a lot of people aren't happy with who they want to be. And so a lot of people are insecure. A lot of people hate guys that are in shape. And so people expect you to kind of like move like an arrogant piece of shit when you get in shape. But I'm going to let you know, more times than not, that's not the case. And women probably would say that, yeah, that is the case because usually guys who are in shape, they typically have an abundance of options of women. And when you have an abundance of options of women, you typically don't treat your options well because you have such abundance, and which results into you lacking care or attention to specific individuals because you look at everybody as replaceable, which is pretty bad. But if you become a guy that's in shape, that still has a moral compass, a moral code, that holds yourself to a standard of treating people right, I'm gonna let y'all boys know. You will basically unlock all of the doors life has to offer. When you got the look, and when the look is coupled with just a beautiful person internally, it's just like, dude, it's like nobody can fuck with you. It's like physically you're dominating, and then internally you're dominating. And so it's like, not only are you cool, you're great to look at as far as an attraction standpoint, but your ability to make people feel good about themselves as well. I mean, bro, you're just gonna have your way with whatever. You are going to be able to get a super virtuous woman. Not one of these Tatianas out here that's out here in the streets and shit like that. I'm talking about like a true beautiful woman. A beautiful woman that is inside and out. Which is exactly what I'm trying to describe to you guys as to what it to being that type of guy. I don't want you to set limits on yourself. I don't want you to be a guy being like, oh, I just want to be a good person within, but I don't give a fuck about how I look. Man, fuck that, bro. You're just setting yourself short. And if you could be a more attractive version of yourself at the snap of a finger, you would. But you want to know something? The only thing that separates you from being the most attractive version of yourself is your actions. And what's crazy is that it's the actions you should be taking because they're the healthier actions, okay? The reason why you don't look attractive is because you're not taking your health seriously. Attractive people look healthy. Unattractive people typically look unhealthy. Okay, simply put, if you do what you're supposed to do by ensuring that your health is at its absolute best, then you will physically look attractive. You will physically look the best you possibly ever will look. Okay? And then I would say when it comes to being a good quality person within, the key thing is to care about others and to be less selfish. By being the person who people need at that time. Nobody loves feelings of shame and guilt and sadness and anger. Nobody likes that. So if you want people to have a good experience to you, just ensure that those emotions are not invoked whenever you are around them. I don't want to be a person that gets somebody sad or make them feel shame or make them feel guilty or make them feel worse than. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to evoke those emotions. The type of emotions that I want to evoke out of certain people is I want people to be happy around me. I want people to be glad that they're that we're sharing a presence or that we're in each other's company. I want people to be happy. I want them to be at peace. I want them to be filled with a feeling of bliss. I want them to be laughing. I want them to feel loved. Those are the type of emotions I want to evoke in people. That is what I want resonated with my presence is positive feelings of emotion. Okay? And when you have the ability to make people feel positively about you, they will love you. And it's kind of crazy because essentially that I just thought of this, but essentially if you want to be loved, you have to be loving. You have to be loving. You have to be caring, thoughtful of how they may be feeling, and actually genuinely care. People want to be cared about, simply put. And when you are a motherfucker that cares and gives a fuck about people, people are going to want to be around you. This is how you make friends. And then when you couple the fact that you look like that nigga, bro, physically, oh my gosh, even easier and even more desire for people to want to be around you. Girls are going to be all over you. And guys are going to be admired by you. And they're going to want to hang around you because also another thing is guys are going to notice that, man, this dude gets chicks. All the girls like him. All the baddies is around him. I want to hang out with him now. because all the girls that I like is hanging around with him. Let me hang out in his aura, bro. This is shit that I used to do, bro. I used to always want to be friends with the cool dude that was always linked in and tapped in with the females, especially the pretty females, bro. And when you have a way of knowing, kind of having some awareness of maybe how women feel, and knowing exactly what type of man you got to be to evoke those positive emotions, how to talk to them to evoke those positive emotions, and it's simply just by caring for them, showing them that you're not a self-centered person that just cares about you, but you care about them, and being whatever that they need you to be, being a supportive friend, being somebody who you've always wanted to be there for you. When you become that for others, bro, they will become that for you. In this world, bro, you gotta give before you can take. You can't just be a taking motherfucker and be like, oh, why can't I get a girlfriend? Or why can't I have friends? Motherfucker, because you don't act friendly. Because you don't act like your boyfriend material. This is why you don't have access to it. Because you sat there and questioned like why I don't got it, instead of asking yourself, what do I need to do to get it? Who do I need to become to get it? What do I have to put in to get it? You mad at why nobody ain't coming and making friends with you, motherfucker? Why you ain't going out making friends with them? You the one that want to make friends. Why do you put the expectation for other people to fulfill your desires? You go out there and fulfill your own desires. Take your own life and have some ownership over it. And go out there and obtain the things that you want instead of having this expectation that people are just supposed to give you what you want. Have the expectation that that girl is supposed to get in a relationship. She just want you mad at her for not liking you. All simply because you just want to be liked by her. But you ain't thought about the shit that was going to that makes you haven't thought about the type of man you have to be in order for her to like you. You just want her to like you, but you ain't even thinking about having the awareness of maybe asking yourself, what does she like? What is something that she probably would like in a guy? That's the type of awareness that you motherfuckers lack, bro. And that's exactly why people are not fucking with y'all. Simply put. You mad that that girl don't like you because you're not that girl. You are not what that girl likes. If you put two and two together and you became the guy that she likes, she'll start choosing on you because she likes somebody and it's not you. She liked the guy that is going to care about her, that makes her feel happy. She liked the guy that looks good. She actually looks at him in his face and look at his body, and she actually is turned on by how he looks. She actually desires him. That's what she like. Look at you. Your clothes look like shit. You look like shit. Your breath, you smell like shit. Everything is just bad about you. You are not anything of what that girl likes. But you mad at the world and you mad at her because she just don't like you. They don't like you. Because motherfucker, you are living or being the person in which they don't like. Become the person which they like. Get lean. Get jacked. That's step number 1. And you want to know something? That's the only step that really needs to happen, because everything will, just by going to the gym, you will then increase, you will have the awareness of the shit that I'm talking about. This will finally start to settle in. Be like, yeah, I'm glad that you would kind of be thankful, be like, you know what, I'm glad that they didn't like me or they wasn't fucking with me back then, because I would have just chose to be that lame ass standard version of myself when I could have been this the whole time. I like being this because not only am I able to attract better, but when I wake up in the morning, bro, I just feel good about myself. I love who I am. So, man, I don't know what the title of this video is going to be, but the gym will make you a better person if you allow it to. Women love being around a guy that has ambition, that can do some hard shit, that can move some shit around, that'll have some emotional control, that'll have some patience, some discipline, all that good shit. Yeah, you get all that by just being in the gym. Stay in that shit for a year. Watch how you change, not only physically, but internally as well. Watch how it'll change everything about you. Which is why I will always tell y'all, man, to get on Body Game and get the fuck in the gym, bro. Because it's changed my life tremendously. And I'm trying to tell y'all boys, man, that it can change yours too. That's all I got, man. I'm out.